I have recently learned to type faster than 95% of people in the world, which, according to studies done by certified smart people, is equivalent to 75 WPM, or words per minute. And I'm going to show you the tools I used and the tips I learned to more than double my typing speed from 30 words per minute to over 75. The first thing you're going to have to learn is to start typing with all 10 of your fingers. Because typing like this, yeah, that's where it belongs, in the bin. So you want to set up your fingers on the home row, which is going to be your fingers' resting position on the keyboard. So take your 2 index fingers and put them on the F and J keys, and rest your other fingers on the keys beside them. And you don't want your fingers to be flat on the keyboard. They should be curved so that you can reach every key on the keyboard with minimal hand movement. Then, to figure out which fingers you should use to strike each keys, you can find these super useful diagrams online which color code the keyboard based on which fingers you should use. When I was learning this, I printed one out and stuck one right next to my keyboard. So anytime I didn't know what key to use, I could just quickly look at the diagram and figure it out. Such a good tool. And then after each keystroke, your fingers should return to that home row position. After some practice, you should have the hang of typing with all 10 fingers, but you're still making the biggest mistake when it comes to typing fast. That's right. You're still looking at the keyboard, aren't you? That belongs in the bin. Gone. So your next milestone is going to be learning how to touch type, which is typing without looking at the keyboard. And I mean ever. So how do you get your hands in the home row position if you can't even look at the keyboard? Well, here's the secret. You know those 2 little bumps in the middle of your keyboard? They aren't just to massage your fingers. Those 2 little bumps are on the F and J keys, which are the position of your index fingers on the home row position. So if you ever feel like your fingers are drifting away from that home row, you can stop, feel around until your index fingers find those 2 bumps, and start again. And when you start touch typing, your typing speed is going to take a serious hit. It's inevitable. But whatever you do, don't be tempted to look at the keyboard, because you'll develop the muscle memory for the right keys so much faster if you keep pressing around in the dark until you reach the key you're looking for and you never look down. And again, for this step, you can use that super useful color-coded diagram and hang it somewhere around your computer, so that when you forget where a key's supposed to be, you can look at the diagram instead of building the habit of looking down at the keyboards. Learning to touch type is gonna suck. It's a necessary evil and there's no way around it. But here are the things I use to make it suck just a little bit less. For progression, practicing consistently is going to give you far better result than doing the occasional intense learning session. So although there are these amazing tools like keybr.com, which can analyze your typing to see which letters you're struggling with and create exercises based on that, this is my attention span. Which means that when I used these websites, I got bored super quickly and could never motivate myself to be consistent. So instead, these are the 3 websites that I used. The first and most serious tool I used was MonkeyType. And whenever you see someone doing a typing speed test online, that's the website they're using. And it's fantastic because you can customize the exercises however you want. So if you want capital letters, or if you want to add punctuation or change the languages, you can do all of that. And after your tests, it gives you so much feedback. The second tool I used is a game called Z-Type, and not Z-Type. Yeah, that's right. Just get out of here. And this game is fantastic because your score not only depends on your typing speed, but also on your typing accuracy. And the game keeps a log of all your scores so that you can see your progress throughout your typing journey. And the final tool I used is this game called Type Racer, where you race in real time against other people around the world to type a text as fast as possible. Although for this one, I would wait until you start typing fast enough to start beating people, because otherwise... And if you've also found some tools that you love to use, why not help everyone out and stick them in the comments? Once you can touch type, speed is the name of the game. Now, building up speed is going to take time, and I'm talking months. But here are 4 tips you can use to speed up the process. The first tip is to train for speed and accuracy separately. So first and more importantly, practice accuracy at your existing speed until your accuracy hits about 95%. And then practice typing faster without worrying too much about your accuracy. You're just trying to build up the speed in your fingers. And once you get comfortable typing at that speed, start working on your accuracy again and just repeat that cycle. For example, when I started typing faster, I was pressing the keys too softly and my presses weren't registering. So at my new faster speed, I just practiced pressing down on the keys harder until I didn't have that problem anymore. Tip 2 is to improve your posture. I thought this was a conspiracy created by my mum, who's been trying to improve my posture for years. But for some reason, if you have your feet firmly on the ground and your back straight, you just type faster. I don't know, it just works, trust me. And you could even consider buying one of those ergonomic desk chairs. That is, if you're Bill Gates, of course. I mean, who the hell can afford this crap? It's just... Tip number 3 is to monitor your progress. So before you even embark on this journey, test your speed and write it down. And keep a record of your typing speed throughout the whole process to kind of see where you are. When I was stagnating at around 60 words per minute, I could go back, see the progress I made, and laugh at how pathetically slow my previous self was.
What a loser.
And that kept me motivated to keep on going. And the final tip is to learn keyboard shortcuts. Now, everyone knows the usual Control-C, Control-V to copy and paste, but there are so many more. One that always seems to fascinate people is when they discover Control plus backspace, which allows you to delete a whole word instead of just deleting a single letter at a time. So you don't have to keep on spamming that backspace key to delete that mistake you made 3 words ago. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it or you want to see more, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!